Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Man, it's been a minute. Today I have a what I eat in a week video for you. I did travel back from the mainland to Maui, so I had to do a self-quarantine for 14 days. So this is during that time. I was trying to eat really healthy since I kind of ate junky on the mainland, so this is my attempt at a cleanse of sorts. On Monday for lunch, I picked some cherry tomatoes from my garden and I decided to make a little Buddha bowl. I had some sauteed veggies. It was zucchini, mushrooms, asparagus, spinach, and I had that over some romaine, tomato, cucumber, and some fresh bell pepper. For dinner, I sauteed some more veggies. It was some kale, broccoli, and local mushrooms. And I made a little Buddha bowl and had my fresh homemade garlic hummus. And in the bowl, I did some air fried sweet potatoes and had it on a bed of spinach. All right, for breakfast on Tuesday, I made a green smoothie. It had frozen banana, mango, kale, spinach, maca powder, and some water. And then for lunch, I made a little veggie mixture that I ended up doing some lettuce wraps with. It had some mushrooms, zucchini, bell pepper, spinach, sweet potato, and some green onion. And I put those in some romaine leaves, and I also topped it with some hemp seeds and soy sauce and served it with a little dollop of my hummus. For dinner, I made a butternut squash soup. I just boiled some cubed butternut squash, onion, and garlic with some vegetable broth. I blended that all up in my Vitamix and added a can of coconut milk, and I did add some salt, Italian seasoning, and some pepper. And on top of that, I made some kale chips in the air fryer. These just had oil, salt, pepper, and nutritional yeast. And I also made some crispy chickpeas. I'll show you that recipe in the next day here. And yeah, that's how it turned out. I put some spinach in the soup too, just to get some extra greens. For breakfast on Wednesday, I had another smoothie. I didn't have any frozen banana, so I just did some fresh banana with some ice cubes. I also added some cucumber as well as a mango. This is my new little mango trick. I use a glass to sort of get the flesh out. It's really useful. I also added a handful of spinach and some kale as well. Also some hemp seeds and some maca powder. I also squeezed over some fresh lime over the top of the smoothie just to give it a little tartness. For a snack, I had some jicama dipped in hummus. For lunch, I had the leftover butternut squash soup. This is me making those crispy chickpeas. I used some lime juice instead of oil. I added some salt, pepper, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, smoked paprika, and I shook those up and air fried them. I also made some more kale chips. This is me just de-stemming those, washing them, and then I added some avocado oil, salt, pepper, nutritional yeast, garlic powder, and massaged those and then air fried them as well. Honestly, every time I have soup, I always add spinach to the bottom because I just feel like why not get the extra veg in? And so I poured the soup over that just to wilt it and then topped the soup with the crispy chickpeas and the kale chips. This soup is very, very delicious. If you make it at home, be sure to tag me on Instagram so I can see. For dinner, of course, I did another mishmash Buddha bowl. I air fried some sweet potato. On those, I put some avocado oil, salt, pepper, some garlic powder, cayenne pepper, and just tossed that and air fried it at 400 for about 12 minutes. I also cut up some veggies like zucchini, some orange bell pepper, and some green bell pepper. I also cut up some asparagus and onion and just stir fried all of that, some mushroom as well. And then I just assembled my bowl. I made a little cucumber, tomato, basil concoction, as well as some quinoa for that grain and that protein, and topped it all off with some hemp seeds and a dollop of hummus. For breakfast on Thursday, I had half of a watermelon. I love watermelon and I love to squeeze some lime over it. I remember this day I really wasn't that hungry, so for lunch I had a smoothie. It had some banana, kale, berries, cucumber, all the good stuff, and it was delicious. For dinner, still wasn't that hungry, so I just had some air fried French fries that I cut up and added some seasonings to, and then I also had some sauteed bok choy with some lemon juice and garlic. And I dipped the fries in ketchup and Frank's hot sauce, and I ate all of that while I binge watched Grey's Anatomy all day, pretty much. Friday for breakfast, I had a berry smoothie. Shocker. This one was just a banana berry smoothie. I think I was running out of ingredients at that point. But for lunch, I had another little Buddha bowl. I made some wild rice. This wild rice is so good when you make it with vegetable broth and add a little salt, pepper, and even a bay leaf and some garlic powder. So I did that, and then I also rinsed these chickpeas that I had made in my Instant Pot and made some more of my hummus. I'm showing you this brand of tahini because, you guys, if you're gonna make homemade hummus, the brand of tahini matters so much. It'll change the entire flavor of your hummus. I also air fried some mushrooms, bok choy, and bell pepper, and then also made some kale chips and had that with a little cucumber tomato salad, avocado, and hemp seeds. For dinner, I made some chickpea protein pasta, and with that, I had some sauteed veggies, some zucchini, mushrooms, and onion, and then I made my homemade pesto. I will link the recipe below. I topped that with some green onion, and it was so creamy and delicious. This morning, I decided to just have a mango for breakfast. These mangoes right now are just so juicy and delicious. But for lunch, I had a sort of veggie stir fry. I used some carrots, bok choy, zucchini, and mushrooms, and some of that leftover wild rice. And I just sauteed that with some sesame oil, soy sauce, and some tahini. I topped it with some crispy chickpeas and sriracha. For dinner later, I had some leftover pesto pasta, and I topped it with some sauteed mushrooms and kale, and it was so good. For breakfast, I tried to switch it up, no more smoothies, and I made some avocado toast. I decided to saute some spinach. I hate how you saute so much spinach, and look how much you get. It's so tiny. But this was the final product. I like to put some chili flakes and some hot sauce on top. For lunch, I had a kabocha squash, which I've never made before, but I air fried it and had a little Buddha bowl with some wild rice, romaine, avocado, tomato, cucumber, and some hummus. For dinner, I made some rolled tacos. These were potato and bean roll tacos. I used the siete cassava tortillas, which are so prone to breaking, but it worked in the end. I air fried those in the air fryer on 380, I think, and I ended up doing it for about 10 to 12 minutes. And I topped that with some homemade guacamole, pico de gallo, and some chopped up spinach. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like these kinds of videos, make sure to comment below. Of course, like and subscribe. I hope you guys are doing well. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Mahalo.